What is up, gents? Let me share this with everybody. Get this going. Share Discord. What's up, gents? Are you excited about chaos? If you guys are new to the channel, hit the subscribe, do all the YouTube shit. Patreons wouldn't be doing this without you. Let me go to live streams, YouTube videos, live streams. If you're on the Discord, everyone, CSM live review. Boom. All right, so we are everyone. Boom. So we're gonna do a full review today. I think that would be the easiest way to really do it. So we're gonna go over everything that we've been reading about. There's actually a couple of detachments that I haven't reviewed yet. So we're going to get into those two. We're going to talk about what I think is going to be good coming up with the new codex coming out, and your thoughts. So we're going to have live stream going. Let me get the chat box out. So pop out chat. Get that going right there. And let's get the chat here. All right, cool. So this is it, guys. There's a bunch of, it's all over the internet, honestly. Like I was hoping Games Workshop would be sending us the new codex. Hopefully they do for greyknights, but we didn't get it for chaos. It's whatever. But yeah, so let me get into this. Can I make this bigger? No, of course not. All right. So Cults of the Dark Gods, Army Rules, Dark Packs. So everybody gets Dark Pack no matter what. We have lethal hits, sustain hits. Let me actually get this over there. Lethal hits and sustain hits no matter what. So everybody in the codex is going to get Dark Pact, which is good. The only one thing with the one detachment where you still keep the 5-up explosions and lethals and stuff like that, so that's still going to be good if you guys are used to that and you don't really want a lot of change. That's going to be the best detachment for you. But what's cool is the Cults of the Dark Gods. Basically you can bring other books into this book with the Khorne Berserkers, Rubric Marines, Plague Marines, and Noise Marines as well, and they also get Heretic Astartes keyword. So everything that you guys have in all your detachments, these guys are going to go along with it, which is awesome. Now you're only allowed up to 500 points of these detachment rules. I'm curious to see if you could still bring the chaos detachments, like the Nurglings and stuff like that. I'm sure you can, but I just want to make sure that you could still bring, because having Nurglings in every single list is kind of key. So let me see here. All right, so I mean, it's pretty basic. That was something new that they added. So I'm thinking the Tzeentch Rubric Marines are going to be really good in the one detachment where you get to advance and have AP2 on objectives, which is going to be nuts. So we're going to go over, I guess, each detachment, go over all that stuff. Again, I'm sure you guys have already seen it. We're really just going to be talking about and kind of chilling out for the next hour. I got about an hour and 20 minutes, hour and 25 minutes to go over this. So let's get into it. Focus of Hatred. Veterans of the Long War is the detachment. At the start of the command phase, select one unit from the opponent's army. So it's basically the Space Marines, but for Chaos Space Marines. You get full rerolls to hit against that unit. There's some stratagems that you can get, boosts against that and stuff. But let's go over the enhancements. We still don't know how much the enhancements are, how much the points are, if they're going to be exactly the same or if they're going to change. But War Master's Gift. So Chaos Lord model only. Each time a bearer makes an attack, the target's focus of hatred of unmodified successful wound roll of 5 scores a critical wound. So thinking about combi weapons on a Terminator squad, critting on 5s, even against vehicles. So I know it crits on 4s against infantry, but if you have a vehicle unit, you can now crit on 5s against that. So that could be something to test out, because you're going to get 4 rerolls to hit, so you're going to be exploding potentially, 4 rerolls, and then critting on 5s is going to be kind of key. So Eager for Vengeance. Heretic Astartes model only, excluding damned models, which cultists now are damned. The bearer's unit is eligible to shoot and declare a charge in turn in which it fell back. So that's an enhancement now instead of a 1 CP strat. While doing so, each time the model in the unit makes an attack, the targets are focused of hate. So it's all about targeting the focus of hatred. So it's not broad, like, hey, you can target anybody. It's only the one that you're going to be able to have focus of hatred on that unit. So make sure that you keep that in mind. Add 1 to the hit roll for each time you select the focus of hatred as a target, and you just charge. Add 1 to the charge roll. So basically, +1 to charge, +1 to hit, and you can fall back, shoot, and charge. So it's not bad. Eye of Abaddon. So this is going to get you a CP. While the bear is on the battlefield, each time your focus of hatred is destroyed, roll d6 on a 4+. This one's kind of like iffy. It's a 50-50 shot, and you have to kill the unit. So I mean, it's depends on how much this is, but I'm not really going to be relying on the 4+. We used to have this in the 9th edition codex with, I believe, World Bears, and if you roll 4+, you get a CP, just automatic. You don't have to kill anything. And I still didn't take it because 50-50 shot to get a CP. Mark of Legend. So Heretic Astartes models only, excluding damned. Once per turn, you can reroll 1 hit roll, 1 roll, and 1 saving roll for the bearer. So this could be good for a Demon Prince. So Demon Prince hitting on 2s, wounding on 3s most of the time, rerolling 1 wound, and a damage roll. So what else can you put this on? Heretic Astartes model only, reroll 1. No, so reroll 1 hit roll and 1 wound roll, or 1 saving throw, sorry, not the damage. So yeah, this would be really good on a Demon Prince. Make it even harder to kill on a 2-up, 4-up with a fucking free reroll. That would be really good. So I think this one would be really good with Demon Prince. Demon Princes seem to do really good in this codex right now with all the enhancements and stuff. So let's go over the strats. 2 CP strat, which isn't the best, especially in new codexes, but any phase just after your focus of hatred is destroyed, again targeting that 1 focus of hatred group. So once it is destroyed, 1 Heretic Astartes character from your army, select 1 enemy unit within 12 inches and visible. Okay, so then you basically put another focus of hatred on another unit. So that's 2 CP. It's good if you know you're going to finish off a weak unit and then transfer it over to a new unit. But if you have 2 crazy units across the table and you know you're going to nuke one of them, this could be good to try and put another. I mean, this is so situational, and it's for 2 CP, which is super expensive in 10th edition. Disregard. So in your opponent's shooting phase or fight phase, so both, just after an enemy has selected its targets, 1 Heretic Astartes unit from your army that is selected as a target 1 or more attacks. Until the end of the phase, each time your attack targets your unit, worsen the armor pen. Okay, so this is a 1 CP battle tactic. So the battle tactic basically gets to do for free with all lords, and with all lords, we're basically going to be able to get free battle tactics across the board. So this one's really good. It's a free armor consent for all our lords and their units. So let me see here. Bringers of Despair. Start of the fight phase, 1 Heretic Astartes unit from your army. 1 is engaged in range of focus of hatred. Again, until the end of the phase, your unit has the fight first ability. So they took it away from Custodes and gave it to Chaos. Right, and then Black Crusade, your movement phase just after one heretic starters unit until the end of the turn. Your unit is eligible to shoot in turn, which advance or fell back, and bolt pistols, bolt guns. So this one's really good for bikes. Devastating wounds, so a max of 6. So basically everything on top of the regular wounds, you're going to be able to do 6 additional hazardous wounds or devastating wounds. This whole detachment is the same as the 9th edition detachment. Like, you get a lot of the same stuff. Let the Galaxy Burn. So this is going to be an auto 6 on ignore covers on your torrent weapons. So we were thinking, what is going to get the most torrent and bikes potentially? That's 2 flamers on the bike unit going up to 12. And then if you do 4 raptors with flamers, that's what, 6, 12, 24 flamer shots with raptors coming down. Helldrake getting 6 plus 3, so 9 Helldrake flamers. The Disco Lord, which is still I think pretty bad, is going to be able to get 6 auto flamers. So I mean, it's not the best, but it is what it is. Millennia of experience. So your opponent's movement phase just after an enemy unit ends its normal move or fallback move. 1 Heretic Astartes infantry, Heretic Astartes mounted within 9 inches of enemy engage range, 1 or more. You make a normal move up to 6 inches. So basically they got missed for themselves for an infantry unit or mounted unit, not including the damned unit, but you have to end your normal move or fall back. So it's going to be harder to get a charge off on this unit, or if they do fall back, you can then follow them up or kind of walk behind a building to stay out of line of sight. So this 1 CP, it's not a battle tactic, but 1 CP is really freaking good to be able to do that. So I think all in all, this is an okay one. This isn't my favorite one. It does have some perks to it, and it has like its own Space Marine sway to it, but it's not going to be the top of my list. So let's get into the next one, which is Deceptors. This one's going to be hilarious. When I read the first this thing, the falsehood, I started cracking up. I was like, this is going to be my detachment. So Masters of Misdirection. In the declare battle formation step, you can select any number of legionnaires and cultist mob from your army, and including characters but not epic heroes to start with infiltrate. So you can go up to 3 legionnaire units and up to 3 cultist mobs. So imagine 60 cultist mobs starting 9 inches away from the opponent, and then 30 freaking legionnaires starting 9 inches away from your opponent. That's just going to be insane. Like, that honestly is going to be such a F you, like, yeah, here's what, 60, 90 models in your face. And then you could bring Harkin, is that his name? Yeah, Harkin, where he can redeploy 3 of your infantry units. So you can redeploy basically 30 of your 30 legionnaires, or redeploy if you want to go kind of like smaller units. I was thinking if you have like 2 legionnaire units, 1 10-man unit in like a rhino, because I don't think you can exclude a rhino. Those units' character attached to them have an infiltrate ability. Yeah, so it just says they have the infiltrate ability. So basically, if you put them in a rhino, they can start in the rhino super far forward with like a lord and stuff like that. So they starting super far forward. But the main thing about this strategy, or this thing, is you can start 20 cultists and just spread them out across the entire infiltrate line, so that way their infiltrators are going to have a tough time putting them on the table. And if you have any pre-game moves, any scout moves, the opponent's not going to be able to scout within 9 inches of your infiltrators. So that's one way to just say F you orcs, F you world eaters, like Votan. All these armies that are relying on their scout moves to get across the table is just going to be blocked by a 100-point cultist unit. And again, with Harkin, if you want, let's say you're going to block out their infiltrators, and then you can just bring your guys back to where you want them to be, to just block out their infiltrators. So it's going to help out against Space Marines. It's going to help out really against a lot of armies that are bringing the infiltrators, even the scouts infiltrators. Like that, this detachment is really good starting off on turn 1. It's going to be really good for secondaries as well. So I'm going to have super fun trying to break this detachment. Now this one is hilarious. So the Chaos Lord, excluding Terminator or Jump Back Lord, which kind of sucks. I was wishing they had a lot of Jump Back Lord upgrades in this codex. So in the declared battle formation step, basically you start this guy off the table in reserves, right? In the reinforcement step of one of your movement phases, you can select one model in a friendly legionnaire or chosen unit. Most of the time you're probably going to do a legionnaire because you want to kill chosen 3 wound model, unless it's 1 wound left. You're like, all right, I have 1 wound left in this model, might as well just kill him, and then you just replace him with your lord. So it's called falsehood. It's basically like, I'm Alfarius, and he just shows up out of nowhere, out of this random dude on the battlefield. It's gonna, and if they're already in engaged range, you just replace that model that's in engagement range with that lord model, which is just gonna murder whatever the hell it is. So let's say you're in combat at the end of your movement phase. You're in combat. You can then basically just replace your dude before the fight goes with a lord model. And then if you, let's say, charge in, you can then pile into somebody. Like, there's a lot of stuff you can do with this falsehood enhancement. So this is hilarious. I think this would be really fun to try out for a really OP lord. We have to see what battle tactics we can take with it, but I think that's hilarious. I was cracking up when I read that first. I'm sure rule doesn't get applied to dedicated transports, only scout does. All right, so you can't bring a rhino, but still I don't think you'd be able to redeploy it anyway with the Harken rule. So you don't really want to have them in a rhino because then you won't be able to redeploy. I think it says infantry model only. So it's good call on that one. Heretic Star's infantry model Cursed Fang, so improve the arm penetration of the bearer's melee weapons by 1, and the bearer's melee weapons gain precision. So it's an automatic precision on your lords, basically. You can bring this to a demon prince. No, it's infantry. So it's only really lords they're going to be bringing this on. Improves the arm just by that character. So improve the armor pen by 1 and precision. So really somebody that you're going to be getting into the fight or getting into the fray is going to be bringing this Cursed Fang. Shroud of Obfus, I'm not pronouncing names. Heretic Star's infantry model only bearer has stealth and lone op. So we were talking about this one with the Sorcerer Terminator armor, where you just be able to bring this on the Sorcerer. He can come down and just do the +1 AP, and then he has lone op and stealth. So he's going to be harder to kill and target. And maybe potentially do another round of the +1 to the armor penetration. So this one's going to be really beneficial. I think this one's going to be fun. This one's going to be almost a must if you're bringing the Sorcerer. And then Soul Link. I was trying to figure out what best characters to use the Soul Link on. Basically, you put it on one of your characters, and then you can trade the profiles of the character. Like, you're not going to trade them, but let's say a Sorcerer has the free reroll advance and charges, and then you put it on your Chaos Lord. He then is going to be able to reroll that advance and charge, and on a 2+, he'll be able to get the +1 AP on the target that he's going against with this. Now, he won't be able to have the free battle tactic and whatever else he has in his kit, but he's going to have the free reroll advance and charges built into his profile now with this Soul Link. So it's something to mess around with. You could do it with I think another one was Master Possession, where you get +1 to the advance and charge rolls. That one could be potential, but the other bullet that he has doesn't benefit him because he doesn't have any psychic weapons. His weapons don't gain the psychic keyword. He gains the psychic keyword, but his weapons don't. So the +1 hit on his weapons, not really going to matter. So somebody let me know if there's a really good Soul Link option. It's just a cool little quirk that you potentially have with your Lord. So then we got the stratagem. So the Detonator one is hilarious. If you're, I think any character model, so any character that you have is within 18 inches of a destroyed vehicle, you can spend 1 CP and that vehicle automatically blows up. This actually came into play against the Custodes game we played last night, and the vehicle died in the middle of his whole army. I was like, wow, I'm literally thinking about this stratagem right now. If I had this stratagem right now, we could just explode it and kill, a couple characters and a couple models. So this one's pretty funny. 18 inches is far. Yeah, 100%. So this was the same one in 9th edition. From all sides, seems pretty cool. So the start of the charge phase, 1 Heretic Starters unit from your army. Until the end of the phase, add 1 of the charge rolls made for your unit for each Heretic Astartes unit that charge that turn. So let's say you have a guy coming in from reserves, and then you have 2 simple charges up front. Well, the Rhino, for example, could charge. That's +1. The unit that got outside of the Rhino can charge. That's +2. And then if you have another random like unit that you don't really care about the charge, you just need the +1 to charge. You charge it, and now you have +3 to your charges. So your 9-inch charge now goes down to a 6-inch charge coming in from reserves. So that's going to be good for... Yeah, it literally just says any of the charge. So basically, you can have Raptors coming in, you could have Warp Talons coming in 9 inches away. You really need to get on the enemy's objective. You then just charge 2 or 3 times with your army, spend a CP, and then boom, now you have a 6-inch charge. Like that's so reliable. That's so awesome to have this. Pick them off. It's not been selected to shoot until the end of the phase. Each time a model unit makes an attack, below its starting strength, you can reroll a hit roll. If it's below half strength, you can reroll a wound roll. So if one person is died from the unit, you get full rerolls to hit. If they're below half strength, you get full rerolls to wound as well. It's not bad. Coils of Deception. So this one is where you can fall back and shoot. So this one helps with secondaries. This detachment's really good with secondaries. It's going to be really good at blocking out your opponents, stealing objectives, and getting secondaries because you can spend 1 CP to fall back and shoot. The other detachment for Night Lords, it just says fall back and charge, I believe. So you're not going to be able to do actions because for most actions you have to be eligible to shoot. So this one is really good for actions because you could fall back and still shoot, which is good. So Relentless Pursuit, this one is pretty good as well. So you can make a normal move up to, so this is basically the same as the Black Legion one. Your opponent's movement phase just after an enemy unit ends its move, normal move, advance or fallback move, 1 infantry unit or mounted unit that is within 9 inches is not within engager range of 1 or more enemies. You can make a normal move up to 6 inches. So basically, this one's going to be really good for even turn 1 because when all of your units are super far forward, if they come anywhere near you, you can then just move back 6 inches. So this is going to be really good. And it doesn't say any direction. It just says make a normal move up to 6 inches. So potentially you can even move forward. So let's say you end they end their move within 9 inches. You just spend 1 CP and then move forward 6 inches just to be even more annoying and blocking them out from their deployment zone. So that's going to be really good, that combo. Scramble coordinates. So this one's good if in the reinforcement step you really want to block out the 3-inch deep strike people. Let's say they have fucking capture enemy outpost and you have nobody like they can get on your home field objective. You just spend 1 CP, you then pick somebody that's near your objective, and then they can't come down within 12 inches of you, and it basically just it blocks it out completely because the 3-inch deep strike, 6-inch deep strike, all those don't negate the can't come in within 12 inches. So that's actually huge. It's very situational, but still it could block out your home field objective. And even demons, I think it'd be really good into demons because then you can't come down within 6 inches of the demons. So that's really good. So yeah, I think this is a really fun detachment. It's going to be really high on secondary points. So then we got this one I think is going to be another really, really good one. This is the one that I was reading about before. Range attacks from Heretic Astartes units, which again is T-Sun's Flamers. So if you're bringing Rubric Marines, which I have a list of 3x5 Rubric Marines with 3 Rhinos, they're going to be able to have the assault keyword so they can advance out of the Rhino and gain assault. And if you shoot on an objective, like they're on an objective, you get +1 to your armor pen. That's for the entire army. So bikes are going to be really good. The list I have is like 18 bikes, 15 Tzeentch Flamers, just a bunch of random shooting. And then autocannon dreads. So the autocannon predators are going to have AP3 heavy bolters, AP3 autocannon skids infantry that are on objectives. So really long range. They can assault, which is just nuts. And then you'll be able to kind of move over and just get a line of sight and just put AP3 shots into their infantry units, which is going to be nuts. So I think 2 or 3 predators in this detachment, 18 bikes, T-Sun's Flamers, and a bunch of Rhinos is really what's going to make this this detachment work. So Heretic Astartes, at the start of the command phase, bears on the battlefield, adding 1 to the result of the bear is wholly within 12 inches of the opponent's deployment zone. On a 5+, you gain 1 CP. So on a 4+, again, bear is wholly within 12. Yeah, so I mean, this one is so situational. I wouldn't really recommend putting this on a character that you don't want to die. Because let's say you put this, for example, on like a solo character that can just kind of go in the deployment zone or within the deployment zone. And then now you still have to roll on a 4+ at the start of your command phase. You're not even going to get a turn 1. Like this is just I would probably draw that one. Each time the bear makes a melee attack, the bear is wholly. So this one's really good for Demon Princes. I think in this detachment I had 1 Demon Prince as well. So if you're wholly within 12 inches of the opponent's deployment zone, if you think about Dawn of War, for example, it's 10 inches across the board. If you're 22 inches basically on the other side of the table, 22 inches, you're wholly within 12 inches of the deployment zone. So now you're basically going to be able to get full rerolls to hit and full rerolls to wound, just built into your profile. That's going to be for, so it's for your melee attacks. So Demon Prince especially is going to be able to just get AP 3, full rerolls to hit, full rerolls to wound, Corn, strength 10. It's this one's really good. And it's the model only, so it's not for the unit. So I would definitely put this on a Demon Prince. Mark of the Hound. Models in the Bears unit have a scout move 6, so basically putting this into a Lord with some Chosen in a Rhino. Now that Rhino scout moving 6 up to get in somebody's face, and then they can advance and charge out of it. So this one's going to be a must in every single time. So I would bring the Dread, Reaver, and then the Mark of the Hound. And then this one, you can reroll the advance rolls made for the Bears unit. Bears unit is eligible to shoot the turn in which it fell back. So this one, what can you use it on? Raptors? Raptor Lord, maybe? Because you can reroll advance rolls. So let's say you're speed 12, you advance. You can reroll the advance. You have assault already, so all your guns are going to be able to assault. And you're eligible to shoot the turn with which you fell back. So if you're speed 12 and you're falling back, you're able to still shoot built in. So this could probably be good with a Lord in that unit. So the stratagem's really freaking good. Your opponent's shooting phase, you basically get armor contempt. You decrease the armor penetration for 1 CP. It's a battle tactic, so your Lord is going to love this one. It's your shooting phase or fight phase. So you basically have armor contempt for free, which again, you have that in any detachment. It's going to be really good. Score of siege. So in the fight phase, till the end of phase, you have the whole unit gains precision. Model unit makes an attack. Targets a unit within range of an objective marker. The attack has precision ability. So each time a model in your unit makes an attack that targets a unit within range. So everything is about targeting people on objectives. So you're benefiting from killing people on objectives, which is the whole point of 10th edition. So you're going to get a whole unit that gains precision in the fight phase. So this is just for 1 CP. It is a battle tactic. So your Lord charging in, getting the charge off, and your entire freaking unit, 1 CP, is able to kill characters super easily and get one AP. So your AP 2 goes to AP 3 for your Chosen with precision, with a shit ton of attacks. Like this is so good. Raiders, end of the fight phase. This one's super fun. 1 Heretic Astartes unit from your army that was eligible to fight this turn. If your unit is not in engagement range of one of our enemy units, you can make a normal move. And if the unit is mounted, you go up to 12. Otherwise, you can make a fallback move. It cannot embark in transport. So I was doing this with the Custodes Bike Captain all day yesterday, where after the fight phase, you spend 1 CP. As long as you either fought or could have fought that phase, you can fall back going into your turn. So let's say your opponent's going now, you spend 1 CP at the end of the fight phase, you then fall back 12 inches of your bikes or 6 inches of your infantry, and then you basically can, on your turn, go and do something else. Like this is a free fallback and go activate doing something else next turn. So this one is just, this one's insane, guys. Like you can't get tied down with this detachment. this one's funny. Oh, and also this you can get back into a transport. Forgot to mention that. So let's say you have a land raider behind a wall, or a rhino behind a wall. You just have to end within 3 inches of that rhino, the whole unit, end within 3 inches, and then you can get back into the rhino as long as you didn't leave that rhino that turn. So let's say you left in your turn, and then your opponent's turn, you fight, and then you spend 1 CP, you fall back 6 inches, you get back into the rhino, and then you can go do something else, or get back out of the rhino next turn and go get the free charge. So super situational, super clutch in a lot of different situations. Or charge engines. So in your movement phase, you can basically get a free 6-inch move characteristic for your mounted units, which also have assault. And then your transport units. So anybody that has keyword transport or mounted, you get a free 6-inch advance and can charge. So until the end of the phase, your unit advances. Do not make an advance roll instead. Roll 6 inches. So this isn't the one that you can charge. I think it's down here. Yeah, this one you can charge. So this one you basically just zipping across the table. So imagine a land raider basically moving, what, 10, 16 inches across the table with your big ass unit inside. Even if you have Abaddon with some chosen inside, it's basically moving 16 inches across the table, still able to shoot because it has advance. And then next turn, it's literally in your opponent's face. You can get out and go do whatever you want. So that's insane. Plus the mounted unit, they're basically moving, what, 18 inches, getting a line of sight onto something, and then shooting it to death with AP1 bolters or AP4 plasma guns. AP1 flamers, if you want. Nuts. Or even raptors, like raptors going 18 inches across the table and then getting a ton of shots. No, so it's only mounted or transports, so it has to be bikes. Your shooting phase or fight phase, 1 heretic started unit from your army, disembark this transport. You get full rerolls to hit and reroll the wound. Okay, so until the end of the phase, each time a modeling unit makes an attack, if the target of the attack is within range of the objective marker, all benefiting from attacking people on the objectives, you can reroll the hit roll and reroll the wound roll. So if you get out of a transport, let's say chosen, they're advancing out of transport, they're able to shoot full rerolls to hit and wound. You can actually do this twice. In the shooting phase you could do it, and in the fight phase you could do it. So you're getting out of a transport, you get full rerolls to hit, full rerolls to wound, and then when you charge, you just spend another CP, you get full rerolls to hit, full rerolls to wound. Yeah, it's also a battle tactic, by the way. So battle tactic. This has 3 freaking battle tactics in this detachment. This is insane. So freaking good. Reverse haste. So in the charge phase, 1 infantry unit or mounted unit until the end of the phase, each unit is eligible to declare charge in turn in which advance. If you select 1 or more units in range of an objective marker, add 1 to the charge roll. So if you select 1 or more units within range of an objective marker as a target, so basically if you're charging a unit, 1 or more, so you can charge a unit on the objective and still pile in closer to another unit that's off an objective. So if you don't want to charge the units off the objective, you pick a unit that's on the objective, charge up, and then pile into the unit that's off the objective to also get that +1 to charge bonus. But the haste basically being able to advance and charge for infantry and mounted. So your jetpacks, your warp talons, it's really going to benefit this. So adding 6 to the move characteristic and this +1 to charge. So you're moving 18 inches. Let's say you start on the line. It's going to be insane. So you start on the line. You advance up 1 CP, 18 inches. If there's a way to get another CP turn 1, you then spend another CP and then you can charge something on an objective potentially on turn 1. That's insane. Yeah, that's nuts. So that detachment, guys, super good. So let's get into one of my favorite detachments. We got all uphill battle from here. Not gonna lie, super swingy, super what the fuck. But we got a Night Lord's detachment. So Dread Talons. or ability. I was really trying to break this in 9th edition, which actually worked. I made a list that was super, super good on leadership negatives and rolling battle shock tests and having them fail and losing guys. On a 1 or 2, they died. On a 1, 2, or 3, if they within 6 inches of my demon prince, they died. Like, it was super fun, and that's kind of what I was known for, was just to kind of play Night Lords and just mess around with people's stuff. It wasn't the most competitive list, but that's what this whole thing's going to be. It's basically going to be fun list to test out, to mess with people's battle shock tests. But I'll tell you my ideas on this thing, and then we'll run, you know, some games coming up in the near future. But Terror Descents aura. So in the battle shock step of your opponent's command phase, if they're within 12 inches and not at their starting strength, so if you're targeting like a single model that took 1 wound, like a tank or something like that, they're gonna have to do a battle shock test while also being -1 to that battle shock test. So they're gonna have to roll like a 7 or potentially an 8, whatever it may be, but that's every command phase. So once you get closer to them toward turn 2, turn 3, turn 4, turn 5, you're basically going to be always in this aura, and you're always going to be having to roll battle shock tests in the command phase automatically, which could get you and them less points. So it's in their command phase, so they're going to have to do this to try and pass to get points for primary. So if you put a ton of stuff in front of them where they have, you know, they're fighting over the home field objective or the center objective, and they're really trying to get this, and they already spent that 1 CP to do a heroic whatever where they automatically pass the battle shock test, that's only once per game. Every other time, they're going to have to do this and try and roll a 7 or 8+, which is very unlikely, especially when you do it multiple friggin' times. So you can only do it once in that same phase, but this only works if it specifically says that. Everything else is full board. You can do it 3, 4, 5, 6 times in the same phase if you have 6 different units doing it, but unless it specifically says once per phase, then they only have to do it once per phase. So that's only this one. Once you get into more of like this one right here, where if you kill somebody or charge in or attack, whatever it may be, then they have to do a battle shock multiple times. If you have multiple demon princes and they all fly over them, it's multiple battle shock tests. So it's going to be really good for stealing objectives. It's going to be really good for capturing the outposts, coming down with like, this one's going to be fun to test out. Don't think it's going to be super competitive, but again, we're always playing uphill battle lists anyway. So Night Shrouds, we got Chaos Lord, which could be the jump pack Lord. Excluding Terminator 1, models in the Bearers unit have the stealth ability. This would be cool if you gave it lone op, like just having one unit that had lone op, because we don't have a ton of long range firepower unless it's like Havocs. But I think lone op would have been better for this enhancement, but if it's cheap, we might bring it. Most likely I'm not going to be bringing this one. Willbreaker is okay, potentially on a Demon Prince. So Heretic Stories model only. In the fight phase, after the bearer has made its attacks, select one enemy unit hit by one or more of these attacks. So you don't have to kill it, you just have to hit it. That unit must take a battle shock test. So it's not before the fight phase, it's literally after they have attacked already. So if you have a couple units going into that same unit, then it might be beneficial, because then you get more bonuses going into somebody that's already battle shocked. But this one is like potential, because you can split the attacks. Let's say you have 6 attacks, you charge in, you split 3 attacks over here, 3 attacks over there. You then pick, select one enemy, you pick the unit that you really want to go after with the other unit. They have to then take a battle shock test, -1, probably -2, and then you charge it with another unit. So constantly, they always have -1, always within 12 inches of you. Then some models have additional ones like Raptors, and probably I have to see if the Demon Prince has one, but I think the Raptors have -1 to their battle shock tests. So you're going to want to try and be stacking that -1 leadership aura. So there's also some demons. I think the Tzeentch ones, the Tzeentch demons have the -1 leadership within 6 inches. So gotta buy some of those guys. That's that one. And then this one, Jump Pack Lord, model only. So at the end of your opponent's turn, if the bearer's unit is not within engagement range of one or more of your units, you remove the unit from the battlefield and put them into strategic reserves. So it doesn't say that they have to come back down. So when you, now Blood for the Blood God mentioned this thruster before. Now, somebody let me know who's right, but when you go into strategic reserves, which still states that you can't come back in turn 1 from strategic reserve unless it's specifically telling you to come back down. Like the Custodes, Aloris champions say come back down in the next movement phase. Greyknights specifically say come back down in the next phase. The assassin says come back down in the next phase. But this, same with the bikes in last codex, you can't come back in turn 1. So he said that. I just want to make sure that everybody's on the same page. I don't believe that you can come back in the same turn on turn 1 if you went first. I'm sorry, if your opponent went first. So if your opponent goes first, you come back, or at the end of their turn, you come up. And then since it's still turn 1, you can't come back down because you're in strategic reserves, and the strategic reserves rules state you can't come back in. Now, you can stay off the board, which is an option. So let's say you don't need them for a turn or 2. You can then keep them off the board because it doesn't say you have to come back in the next turn. You basically just stay in strategic reserve. So if you're in turn 4, you don't die because you started on the table. You go into strategic reserve, you can come back in turn 5. So if you started off the table, you don't come in past turn 3, then you die automatically. But if you already started on the table, you come back off, you can come back on turn 4 and turn 5. So this one is almost a guarantee every single time. So you're going to be having this on your Chaos Lord jump pack almost every single time. So, and just having them just doing secondaries, like even if you probably bring a solo guy just to come down and do secondaries, that could be an option. I think you spend like 95 points and you just have him solo every single turn. It's like a mini assassin. That's probably even cheaper. Doesn't have loan up, but still you just have to be careful with them. And then you can basically just come back down every single turn doing actions. So you can spend the points solo, or you bring a Raptor unit and just try and do something when he comes back down. So that is an option for you. Eater of Dread. So at the start of the command phase, if the bear is on the battlefield, roll d6. This one I think will be cool to try out. So at the start of your command phase, if the bear is on the battlefield, roll d6, adding 1 to the result of each battle-shocked enemy unit on the battlefield. So his turn is going to be reliant on how many battle shocks happened. So in the beginning of his command phase, he's rolling battle shock. Then in the fight phase, he's probably going to have a lot more battle shock as well. So you have basically 2 chances to cause battle shocks to your opponent in 2 different phases on their turn. Most of the time it's going to be in the fight phase. But if that happens on a 5+ automatically, adding 1 to the result, battle shock to enemy. Yeah, so basically on a 5+, you get a CP. But if they have one battle shock, it's 4 up. They have 2 battle shock, 3 up. So I would like to rely on a 2 battle shocks to try and get a CP on a 3+. And then if they have 3 battle shocked, which could be possible, it's a 2+ CP. So I think this one would be good for somebody that's going to be camping out in your backfield potentially, that you could just put it on a character just to try and keep getting that CP every single turn. So that one, this one is a potential for some extra CP. Because we have a lot of CP things that we're going to be wanting to spend on. So Deathless Cruelty, Dread Talons. So fight phase, Heretic starts infantry unit from your army selected to fight until the end of the phase. Each time a model in the unit makes an attack that targets a unit that's battle shocked or below half strength, improve the armor penetration by 1. So going into units that are already battle shocked in the fight phase, you're going to get +1 AP. So it's going to be key to try and do battle shocks going into those units. Now, if they battle shock on their turn, they're continuously battle shocked onto your turn. So that's going to help out kind of see where you're going to go, where the battle's going to take you. Because if they're battle shocked, you're going to want to try and go after them as soon as possible. Or at half strength, so you don't have to rely on the battle shock. If they're already at half strength, you get +1 AP. And that's only the fight phase. So that is a battle tactic. Cool. So free battle tactic. This one, fight phase. Heritage starters unit destroys a character unit. Each time a unit within 12 inches is visible to your unit must take a battle shock test. So this is in the fight phase. This one is potential. So if you really need to take over an objective, if you really need to do more damage, like let's say you do this to a unit and then somebody within 12 inches of that unit, you can then proc this one because they're battle shocked. So it's going to like stack. So this one you could do for free because it's battle tactic, and this one you have to kill a unit, spend the CP, and then everything within 12 inches in line of sight of that character unit has to take a battle shock test, which also is -1 battle shock because they're all within 12 inches. Pitless Hunters, battle tactic. Shooting phase. Not select the shoot phase. Until the end of the phase, select each time a model in the unit makes an attack that targets a unit that's battle shocked or below half strength, you can reroll the hit roll and reroll the wound roll. So this is a battle tactic that is really, really good into going after battle shocked units. So I think this could be really good if you fly over a unit in the movement phase with the Demon Prince, you make it battle shocked, you then advance out with a unit that's in a Rhino that was waiting for that, and then you get full rerolls to hit and wound with that unit coming out of the Rhino. Let's say like Chosen or something like that. Like that's going to be pretty good. Full rerolls to wound too. Insane. 1 CP battle tactic. Relentless Terror. This is the one where you can fall back and charge with an infantry unit. So this kind of stinks because you can't fall back in action. So most secondaries, I believe, are you have to be eligible to shoot. So it doesn't specifically say that you can shoot, but you can fall back and declare charge. So not as good as the Alpha Legion one where you can fall back and shoot, but you can basically fall back with your Raptor unit, fall back with your Warp Talon unit, fall back. It's only infantry, so you can't do a Demon Prince, but fall back and then charge into somebody else that you really want to take down. So potential. Anytime you have fall back and charge shot, it's really good. But fall back and shoot is the one where you're going to be able to do secondaries. Stream Descent. So this is the 3-inch coming down. This is Heretic Astartes jump pack, and this is only if they're in reserves. So this is going to be good for people that are coming in from deep strikes. I think Warp Talons can go on and off the board now. So you're going to be able to spend 1 CP and come down within 3 inches. Warp Talon's not really going to benefit from this. It's mainly going to be Raptors because you're going to be able to want to shoot, like put Meltas into a unit if they come down. And then you battle shock them. Yeah, I think they'll be -2 because the Raptors are -1. So the -1 from the detachment, -1 from the Raptors. So when they come down, you're going to try and force a battle shock test from them. And once they're battle shocked, you can spend 1 CP for Pitless Hunters. So that way that unit gets to get full rerolls to hit and full rerolls to wound into that unit that's battle shocked. So 4 Meltas coming down, trying to kill some tanks or heavy infantry, and then a ton of just pistols. So that could be something. And then select 1 enemy unit, infantry mounted, unit within 6 inches of visible unit must take a battle shock test. Nice. So eligible to declare charge. Then select 1 enemy unit, infantry or mounted, within 6 inches. And this one says until the end of the phase, each time the mounted unit makes attack that targets units battle shocked. Yeah, so you're going to be able to force a battle shock test. This could be really good for stealing enemy objectives as well. So if you get captured enemy outpost, you come down with a Raptor unit, you spend a CP, you come down within 3, and then you force a battle shock test. So if you steal the home field objective, that's really good. And then they're also -2. So it's going to be really good for secondaries and potentially trying to kill some tanks with your Meltas. So Merciless Pursuit, this one also is really good. End of your opponent's movement phase. This is a gotcha. This is a gotcha strat. 1 Heretic Astartes infantry unit, not within engagement range. Select 1 enemy unit that fell back this turn and is within 6 inches of unit. Your unit can declare charge as if it were your charge phase. When doing so, you can only select the enemy unit that charge. So end of your opponent's movement phase. So it's at the end, so it's not right at that time, because if they were to, let's say, fall back, you then spend 1 CP and then just countercharge right away, which really good. I think that used to be a tactic in 9th edition for Black Legion, but this one's still really good because when they fall back at the end of the turn, that unit that did fall back, you can then charge them for 1 CP. Instead of like the counter charge, if somebody charges you, then you can counter charge. This one just says you can then counter charge and put your unit back into the fight. And if you're the defender, you fight before they do, which is awesome. So note that if this charge is successful, you do not gain the charge bonus, which makes sense. Yeah, so if they're trying to get away from you, let's say to do an action or something like that, you just spend 1 CP and just put yourself back into combat with them. That's insane. And then if you have that detachment, this one, if you finish that unit off, you can then just basically hop off the table again and come back down in your turn. So that one's really cool. So yeah, this detachment, guys, it's gonna be fun to test out. I have a list that I built real quick. I just want to share with you guys. Just a test. I actually have 2 lists. I have the Raiders list and then I have the Night Lords list. So the Raiders list, real quick, is going to be Chaos Lord, Demon Prince, Cultist Mob, 3 Rhinos, 18 Bikes, 2 Predators, 1 10-man Chosen, 3 Nurglings, and then 3 Rubric Marines. That's about 1955, depending on how much the enhancements are. So we have about 45 points in enhancements, depending on what we have to do. But that's going to be my super quick assault unit. Then my Night Lords list, we're at 1980, so we have about 20 points to mess around with, either the warp fuel thrusters or the this one as well. I don't know if I'm going to be trying this one, maybe with the Demon Prince, but we have 2 Demon Princes in this list. Harkin, which is basically just the Jump Pack Lord. I'm just assuming he's 90 points. So Harkin, Jump Pack Lord is Harkin. 2 Heretic Astartes Demon Princes, because of the move over and force battle shock test. 2 5-man Legionnaire units. 2 Obliterators. This is an option where I'm deciding if I'm going to run Obliterators or tanks. But the 2 Obliterators coming down within 3 inches and just nuking something potentially off the board. 3 Raptor units. 3 Warp Talon units. 2 Blue Horror units. And 2 Changecaster units with a unit of Nurglings. Now the Changecasters, they have something specific. Their ability is 1 enemy, whatever. In your shooting phase, after this model has shot, select 1 enemy infantry unit hit by 1 or more of those attacks. That unit must take a battle shock test. So you're going to be able to force a battle shock test in the shooting phase with 2 of these guys. And the blue horrors that they're attached to are, first off, hard to kill. They have a 4-up invuln save. But they can split off into other shit. And they have an aura. While an enemy unit is within 6 inches of this unit, that unit contains 1 or more blue horror models. Worsen the leadership characteristic of the model by 1. So now you're looking at -3 leadership within 6 inches of these blue horrors. That's going to be insane, guys. So you're going to try and trail these guys out, run them up, do some random shots, and then you can have your Raptors be within 6 inches as well, which are going to be -3 to battle shock test. So if you go from a 6 to a 9, you have to roll a 9+ to pass your battle shock test before the charge phase. And then the charge phase happens, and then you just it's gonna be insane. So that's my idea. All right, so test that out if you will, but I need to buy some blue horrors and Changecasters to test out. But it's 2 units of those for a total of 410 points. So I'm excited about that. Fellhammer Siege Host. This one I didn't read yet. So this one is actually live. I heard this one's going to be kind of busted with possessed units. So each time a range attack targets a Heretic Astartes unit from your army, excluding damned units, if the strength characteristic attack is greater than the toughness characteristic, subtract 1 from the wound roll. So -1 to wound. If their toughness, is it equal? Attack is greater than the toughness, so it has to be strength 7 or higher for the toughness 6 possessed. But anything that's higher than your toughness is going to get -1 to wound. So your tanks, usually if they're shooting you tank killing weapons, it's going to be -1 to wound, which could be really good, especially into your Vindicators. If they're shooting at you with like last cannons for strength 12, you're -1 to wound on your toughness 11, 2 up, 4 up Vindicators. So that already is just built in. So run 30 possessed with a bunch of tanks in the background and just have fun. Chaos Lord, excluding jump act. Once per battle, when a saving throw is failed for the bearer's unit, you can change their characteristics. Wow. So after the saving throw is rolled, change the damage to 0. That's really good. Warp Tracer, not only in the shooting phase after the bearer has shot, hit by 1 or more attacks until the end of the phase, cannot benefit from cover. Okay, so your unit is shooting another unit until the end of that phase. That unit cannot have the benefit of cover. So basically you take away cover from that enemy unit, which could be good. Each time the bearer makes an attack while within range of objective marker, add 1 to the wound roll. Nice. So putting in a unit with a Terminator unit, full rerolls to hit, and then you're getting +1 to wound on that as well. Yeah, so I mean, this could be good on a Lord as well. Heretic Star's infantry model that bears weapons has the anti-infantry. So only that model has the anti-vehicle 4+, and anti-fortification, which who knows, our fortification got shot. So anti-vehicle 4+. What could that benefit? Lord going in with 2 damage power fist, like probably the Demon Hammer Lord. So the Demon Hammer Lord, anti-vehicle 4+, devastating wounds. So charging in, +1 attack, +1 AP, +1 strength, +1 damage, anti-vehicle 4+. This is always anti-vehicle 4+, and devastating wounds. So running in 1 hammer to the face, and then you're getting anti-vehicle 4+. But it's niche, so you only have to go into vehicles. And then we got some stratagems. So persistent fight phase. Unit from your army that is selected to target 1 or more attacks. This phase has not been selected to fight this phase. Until the end of the phase, each time a model in the unit makes an attack, you can reroll a hit roll. If the unit is below half strength, you can reroll a wound roll. So basically, you just reroll a hit in the fight phase, and then for the below half strength, you reroll a wound. For the Dread Talons, are you thinking 5 or 10-man Raptors and Warp Talons? So I'm thinking a bunch of 5-mans. I have to test out a 10-man Raptors if it's worth it. I might do. It depends on how many Lords I'm bringing as well. So the Lords are really going to determine how many points you can bring and how many you can't. And the Raptors, you have a 10-man that can bring 4 heavy weapons. So you might want to have like 4 Flamers in a Raptor unit, or 4 Meltaguns, or 4 Plasmas, or whatever it is. So that way you can get within that melter range with that 3-inch deep strike. So if you don't bring the Obliterators, which again, I'm not sure if I am, yeah, I mean, they're really my only anti-vehicle in this list, besides the Demon Princes. So the Oblits, I don't know. I got to try the 10-mans or the 5-mans, but I think since the Warp Talons can't have the Lord, then you can't, hop on and off. They already have the hop on and off already, so I think the 5-mans are going to be really good for secondary units, kind of hopping on and off every single turn. So let's get into this again. Number 2, Brutal Attrition. Fight phase just after an enemy has selected its targets. 1 Heretic Astartes infantry unit from your army, excluding damned, that was selected to target 1 or more attacking units. To the end of the phase, each time a melee attack is allocated to a unit after the attack is finished, roll d6 on a maximum of 6d6 per attacking unit. On a 4+, 1 mortal wound. So it's basically like a free grenade going back to the enemy. Is it every time it dies? Let's target 1 or more attacking units. Just after an enemy unit has selected its targets. Until the end of the phase, each time a melee attack is allocated to your unit, after the attacking unit is finished making its attacks, roll d6 to a maximum of 6 per attacking unit. For each 4+, the attacking unit. Wait, so if you're getting attacked by like 3 or 4 different units, until the end of the phase, Each time a melee attack is allocated to your unit, after the attacking unit is finished making its attacks, roll 1d6 to a maximum of 6d6 per attacking unit. So if this unit gets charged by, let's say, just an example, 2 different units, I roll, if they attack me with 6 plus attacks, I'm rolling 6 dice per unit that attacked my unit, and on a 4 plus, they take a more wound. Sure, like, what? That sounds busted. That is honestly insane. So it's basically just a free freaking mortal wound grenade coming into the unit. Let's say a lane raider charges me with 6 or 8 attacks. I then spend 1 CP and I launch a freaking grenade. I mean, it is Iron Horrors. It makes sense. I'm literally attaching a melter grenade to it while it's fucking charging me. And on a 4 plus, it takes a mortal wound back. Like, that is pretty funny, guys. Like, that is definitely gonna be one of my favorite stratagems. It's an epic deed, so it's not a battle tactic, but still, that is that's really good. I like that a lot. Wow, that is annoying. That is really annoying. You're charging in with a Custodes character, 6 attacks, and then all of a sudden this little random melted bomb just blows up at your feet, and your Custodes character just dies. Oh my god, this is busted. Oh god, that is busted. For 1 CP, you just killed as a Custodes character. God, that is dumb. All right, sorry. That's fun. I can't wait to talk about that. Your shooting phase: 1 heretic starter unit from your army that is not selected to shoot. This phase, until the end of the phase, each time a model on the unit makes an attack, targets a unit below half strength. A successful unmodified hit roll of 5 scores a critical hit. So what would that benefit? I guess lethals and sustain. So this is just a free 5-up lethal or sustain if they're at half strength. So it has to be very, very specific, which half strength in this game is kind of hard to get to. 1 heretic starters unit from your army in gain range of 1 or more enemy units. That's not going to shoot this phase. Until the end of the phase, oh nice, you gain pistols, excluding blast weapons. Until the end of the phase, your unit's range weapons have the pistol ability. Wow. Which is going to help with secondaries as well. Anytime you have a pistol, you can do a secondary while attached in combat. 1 heretic starters unit from your army that is within gauge range of 1 or more enemy units. That is pretty cool. So all the plasma guns and stuff that you're going to have, all the combi bolters or weapons you're going to have. Heretic starters unit, so it could work with bikes too. 1 heretic starters unit, and this, wait a minute. So your tanks gain pistol. 1 heretic starters unit from your army that is within engage range of 1 or more enemy units has not. Until the end of the phase, your unit's range. So your tanks, which again makes sense, Iron Warriors, are, and it's a battle tactic, so this is free for the lords, are gaining pistol ability. So your pistol autocannon to the face is going to be freaking hilarious. Oh, you're tying up my tank? Oh, that stinks. Oh yeah, pistol. Oh god, that's awesome, dude. I'm liking the Iron Warriors. Seem pretty freaking durable. Your opponent's shooting phase: just after an enemy unit selected a target, 1 heretic starters unit from your army, excluding damned, that was selected as a target of 1 or more attacks. Till the end of the phase, you have a 5-up feel of pain. Nice. I know, but it's -1, so you're spending 1 CP to not have the -1 to the ability, which could benefit, especially if you have a ton of attacks coming in from the predator. So let's say the predator is hitting on 3s now instead of 4s in combat, still at AP 2 because it's, you know, a predator. So you're getting 6 shots with the autocannon. You're getting 6 shots with the heavy bolters. You're getting 4 from the or 2 from the combi weapon, and then D6 from the havoc launcher, which is blast. So I don't think you can shoot that, but they're all pistols. So would it override the -1? Yes, because it's pistols. So I don't think you suffer the penalty if you're a pistol. Just like if you're in combat. So somebody let me know if I'm right on that, but still it seems pretty good. For tanks, obviously even better for if you're a unit. But this one, even more durable. So you have a 5-up Feel No Pain with your possessed unit. After your opponent's shooting phase, just after an enemy unit is selected as targets, one Heretic Starter's unit from your army excluding damage selected as target, 5-up Feel No Pain. Fine. But vehicles have their own rule. Yeah, just look up pistol, because Mortarion has a pistol and he's a monster, so I don't think he suffers the -1 to hit because it's a pistol. So same thing with the vehicles. If the vehicles are shooting into combat, if it has a pistol, it doesn't suffer the -1. So let me know. But that one is insane. 5-up Feel No Pain on your possessed T6 -1 to wound unit is going to be super hard to fucking kill. So wow, this is just another detachment we have to try on the table. We have 30 possessed ready to go, putting on the table. We got to run this list. How many points is 30 possessed and a couple of master possessions? No, dude, ask questions. Nothing's a bad question. That's kind of the whole point of doing videos like this. So don't worry about it, bro. Siegecraft, start your opponent's charge phase. One Heretic Starter's unit from your army. Until the end of the phase, each time an enemy unit selects a unit of the charge, subtract 2 from the charge roll. Oh god, is that a battle tactic? No. This is not cumulative with any negative effects to the charge roll. So, wow, that is awesome. Start of the opponent's charge phase. One Heretic Starter's unit from your army until the end of the phase. Each time an enemy unit selects your unit as a charge. God, this is kind of like you have to do it before I nominate my charges. So start of your opponent's charge rolls before they determine the charge. They have to do this. So make sure you remember that, because if you're like, oh, I'm going to charge these 2 units. All right, great. I'm going to make this unit -2 to charge. Oh, never mind. I'm going to charge just this unit and try and pile into that unit. That's a good way to get around it. I know, seriously, not enough CP for this this edition. But Siegecraft, again, has to be targeted prior to making the targets. So start your opponent's charge phase. You select a unit that you think is going to get charged. That unit is now -2 to charges for all units that are charging it. But if they have 2 units right next, or if you have a unit right next to your unit, they can then charge that unit and pile into your unit. So it's one way to get around it, but still, it's really, really, really good. So this one's really good. Fellhammer Siege Host is really good and great for possessed. Soulforge Warpack. This is actually being played, I think, right now on War Games Live. No, I forget what they're called, but this is being played live on one of the YouTube channels. Debt to the Soulforge. This one seems good. Vastor is actually being played now, which is awesome. Debt to the Soulforge, which is cool. Each time a Heretic Starter's demon vehicle makes a Dark Pact. Now, it's funny because somebody commented on one of my videos saying you have to be specific and they don't get the demon vehicle keyword. I'm like, bro, nobody in this codex has the demon vehicle keyword. It's literally demon, comma, vehicle. So one of the stratagems is turn your Heretic Starter's vehicle into a demon. So it works. And the guy was like, no, it has to be specific. I'm like, bro, there's no demon vehicles in the codex. It was funny. So this is really good because you can turn all your demon or all your vehicles into demons throughout the game. During the stream a bit late, I went back to see you take on Alpha Legion detachment. I caught up. Oh, dude, it's Alpha Legion is going to be super fun. I cannot wait. Dude, I'm probably going to be running Monday. It's either going to be Custodes or greyknights for our live game on Patreon, but I kind of want to put chaos on the table just to test out. Yeah, Chaos Live is the same universe as Custodes. Tabletop Tactics, that's who's playing it. I might go back and watch it because he's running a Coenen, big Coenen guy, the Coenen Lore Skulls. All right, so we got like 20 minutes left. All right, I'm probably gonna have to do this in a 2-part series. Yeah, dude, there's too many fucking detachments. I have to do this in 2 parts, and then I'll do it again another stream. But the first stream is gonna be like what? We're at an hour already, and we're only done fucking 3 detachments. Oh my god! All right, so this is gonna be a 2-part, guys. I might do the second part tomorrow morning. Where are we? Okay. Soulforged. Soulforged. Right here. So subtract 1 from the resulting leadership test. So basically you get +1 to your leadership tests, meaning that if you roll 6, you subtract 1 to a 7. So you have to roll higher or you take mortal wounds. Which it's kind of like it's a contract. So he's trying to collect his wounds, his souls. But when you do it, at the time of a model in the unit makes a range attack, add 1 to the wound roll. So your whole army is going to be able to get +1 to wound to its range attacks. So the venom crawlers are going to be able to wound infantry on 2s, vehicles on 4s potentially. And then in melee, the venom crawlers are going to get +2 to their attacks. Demon Heretic's demon vehicle, so not demon princes, but demons specifically, like the soul grinder is going to be awesome. Vastor 1 also seems dope. Yeah, he's just such a cool model. Knowing his rolls through doing more damage to my units than my opponent. That's 100% true. Like, this is a kamikaze type list, but if our points are low enough, you're just going to be able to spam venom crawlers, spam Forge Fiends, spam Mauler Fiends, and just kind of like run up the table. Plus, you can have full rerolls to wound or hit with that 1 enhancement. But yeah, +2 attacks and +1 wound to shooting. So add 4 to the move characteristics. So if you want to put this on a Warsmith's moving basically like 9 or 10 inches, just to kind of keep up with everybody. Because if everybody moves 12, I mean, you don't want that one. You want this one. Where is it? Right here. No, this one. Right here. So Heretic Astartes model only. Each time Heretic Astartes demon vehicle unit invokes a contract while within 3 inches of the bearer. If it suffers 1 or more mortal wounds as a result of the artifact, add 1 of the next. So you're basically just doing more mortal wounds to yourself. Until the end of the phase, each time a model in that unit makes an attack, you can reroll a hit roll. So you're going to get +1 to wound and full rerolls to hit within 3 inches of this guy. You're going to have a bunch of tech priests in your list, probably 3, to heal all of your damaged vehicles every single turn. Forge Blessing, while within 12 inches of bearer at the start of the command phase, you gain a 6+ feel no pain ability. So this could be put on your big Lord of Skulls. So he has a 6+ feel no pain. Could be good. I'd rather have it 5. But the Soul Harvester, while the bearer is on the battlefield, each time within 12 inches of the bearer is destroyed, roll d6 on a 5+, you gain 1 CP. While a bearer is on the battlefield, each time an enemy unit within 12 inches of the bearer is destroyed. This one's like, it's so niche, I probably wouldn't be bringing this one. But still, this one's a guarantee. And this one, if you just want to have a tech priest literally just running with your vehicles, trying to heal them every single turn. So, Desperate Pledge. 1 Heretic Astartes vehicle demon unit from your army that is not selected to shoot. Until the end of the phase, your unit invokes a contract. Each time an attack, improve the armor pen by 1. So your predators, once you make them a demon, can have AP 3 guns, full rerolls to hit. Or your Forge Fiends have AP 4 on their ectoplasma, which also is really fucking good. Wow. Or fight phase. So then your AP 2 or 3 Mauler Fiends are going to be able to do something too. Really, really good. Soulforge Warpack, fight phase, 1 Heretic Astartes demon vehicle unit from your army, excluding Titanic. It's not been selected to fight phase. So Heretic Astartes demon, not the corn thing. Reroll, yeah, I see why. So you regain 1 lost wound on a 5+. So each time a unit invokes a contract, each time an attack destroys an enemy model, so like a sweep attack, or your venom crawler charging in 2 damage, killing some marines, on a 5+, you regain a lost wound. So this potentially could be good for Mauler Fiends charging in, because they have a ton of attacks. So Mauler Fiends could regain some lost wounds on a 5+. It's pretty good. This one's probably going to be used every single turn, because if you're bringing Predators or Vindicators, you're going to be having to spend 1 CP every turn for this to go off. So basically you turn one of your regular vehicles into a demon vehicle in your command phase. So what else is a vehicle that isn't demon? Predators, Vindicators, Land Raiders. about it. Unstoppable Rampage. So your movement phase. One heretic starts vehicle. This one's cool. So you ignore this. This is the Chaos Knights stratagem where you can spend 1 CP and you move through terrain features. Can you move through models as well? It's in the charge phase, movement phase, and charge phase. One heretic starts a vehicle from your army. Until the end of the phase, each time it makes a normal move, advance, or charge, it can move horizontally through terrain features. So you can't move through models, but you can move through terrain features. So you can still be blocked out or move blocked by this, but still people trying to protect you with the walls and stuff, you can just move around through them or charge through them as long as you have enough distance. So that one's pretty cool. That's going to come in clutch. Then Predator Pursuit. This one's really cool. So if they end within 9, fall back, advance, or move, the unit can make a normal move up to 6 inches, but must end as close as possible. So basically, if they fall back, you just move up 6 inches, and you could potentially like get behind a ruin if like there's a building there because you're trying to move as close as possible to that model. So you can like move back. Hellbrute is the only vehicle. Oh yeah, fucking why is the Hellbrute not a demon? Like that doesn't make sense. But having maybe 3 Hellbrutes in this list because they're all going to get +2 attacks. So their freaking sweep with the glaive is 10 attacks, so it goes up to 12 attacks. Sure, like 12 attacks, 2 damage, flail coming in. Like that's going to be insane. So you spend 1 CP, you make a demon, and you just fucking run forward. Yeah, that's going to be cool. But yeah, this one's cool. So Pursuit, they fall back, you just move forward. Are Helldrake's going to be good in this edition or in this codex? Probably not. Opponent's movement phase, excluding monsters and vehicles, is selected to fall back. One heretic starts demon vehicle unit from your army that is within engagement range of that enemy unit. Until the end of the phase, each time enemy unit, excluding monsters and vehicles, within engagement range of your unit falls back, all models in that enemy unit must take a desperate escape. When doing so, if the enemy unit is battle shocked, oh, cool. So, if the enemy unit falls back, let's say they're battle shocked, they die on a 1, 2, or 3. If they're not battle shocked, they die on a 1 or 2. So just a free, you're falling back, your opponent's movement phase when an enemy unit falls back. So they're falling back, you just spend 1 CP and potentially be able to kill units or a character. Let's say a character charged in that's not a monster or vehicle. Custody, for example, he chooses to fall back, you spend 1 CP, or on a 1 or 2, that Custody just gets wiped off the table. That's clutch. I'm still laughing at the fucking this one, the 4+ brutal attrition. Like that is going to be insane against Custodies. All right, so Soulforge Warped I think is going to be really good and really fun to test out. Put your soul things on the table. That's going to be super good. So this one, again, dude, everyone we went over so far is good. It fits to your play style, whatever it is. I think the least one I like so far is the first one. This one. The Veterans of the Long War. That's the least one. That's the one I have on the bottom. It could be super competitive, but that's the least one I like so far. The Renegade is definitely top 2. The Deceptors is top 2. The Night Lords is my favorite just because it's the Night Lords. And then this one is coming into my second broken one as well. The Siege Host, and then this one is just super fun if you want to run a bunch of tanks. You're going from a Chaos Knights to a Knights player to a Chaos Space Marine player and still get to run the same fucking toys. Super fun. Let's go into Chaos Cult. So I haven't read this one yet, guys. This is another live review, and I have 10 minutes to do so. After 10 minutes, we're going to go over this last one in part 2. And then we're going to go over all the data sheets in part 2. There's so many. This book is ginormous. So last one, Chaos Cult. This one's probably going to be my other favorite one to go over. So what they get is damned units, which I believe are Curse Cultists, regular Cultists, the Chaos Cultists from Cultist. What are they called? The Cultist Mob, the Curse Cultist, and the other Cultist unit. It says right here, Traded Guardsmen. So Traded Guardsmen are battle line now, which is cool. So a bunch of guns, because the regular cultists lost the guns, but they have guns. And what sucks is they're like the only ones we could have snipers in this army. And you used to be able to run 2 snipers. Now you can't bring duplicates of the 3 weapons that you have. So it has to be like a plasma gun, a sniper rifle, and like a crack weapon or something if you wanted some long range firepower. But they're battle line, so that's cool. I think I don't know if they're OPSEC 2 or not. But you get, when you do the Dark Pact, which is a desperate pact, if you fail, you take D3 mortals. This is all before you do any attacks or move. You add 2 to the move characteristic and add 2 to the charge roll. So if you're coming in from reserves, you're able to get a 7-inch charge coming in from reserves. You're basically just flooding the table. How many models can I fit in this list? It's going to be insane. Cultist brand, so Dark Apostle or Damned model. If every other model in the bearer's unit, excluding it, is damned, or you can reroll the advance and charge rolls made for that unit. I don't know what this is mainly going to be used for. I mean, a Cursed Cultist, yes. Dark Apostle or Damned model only. So you're going to use this for ACDC to be able to advance and charge once per game. But again, it depends on how many points this is. This one, though, is going to be guaranteed a Dark Apostle with a Cursed Cultist unit. So the Cursed Cultist running 6 big guys and then 10 little guys. Every time you kill a big guy, you have a chance to bring him back. It doesn't say how many wounds, so it's probably full wounds. But in your command phase, you can return up to D3 destroyed damned models, excluding character models, to the bearer's unit. So you're able to kill some models off depending on how many are getting shot at. You put 1 guy on objective, they shoot at your unit, you kill that guy off the objective. Now they can't shoot at the rest of them because you're behind a wall. In your command phase, you roll D3, you bring 1 or 2 guys back, you then bring them back on the objective, and then you steal the objective. So this is going to be huge for Cursed Cultists just coming back every single turn. And big guys coming back every single turn. I got the Knocklith crown and now it's useless. I apologize. It was freaking amazing. It was great in 9th. We brought it back at the end of 10th. And then the new codex said no more Knocklith crown. So I apologize. I ran it in almost every single list, so it probably was my fault. Again, I'm sorry. It's a really cool centerpiece if you just want to paint it up really cool and have it like as a display board. It's a good idea. Dark Apostle or Damned model, while this bearer unit is below its starting strength. So if 1 little guy died, add 1 to the strength characteristics of melee weapons equipped by Damned models in that unit. While the unit is below half strength, add 1 to the attack as well. So let's say you have a unit of big Cursed Cultists. There's only 6 of the big guys left. All the little guys are dead. You're then basically rolling at D6 plus 3 attacks at strength 6. Then there's a CP strat right here. Improve the armor pen by 1. And if your unit did not fail resulting in leadership with, you're probably going to be leadership 5. Improve the strength characteristic of the attack by 1 as well. So you strength 6, go to strength 7. It's a Dark Apostle, so I think you get +1 to wound. Oh my god. So your strength 7 on these guys, your AP 2, you're getting +1 to wound. No, or Damned model. Wow. Yeah, Dark Apostle. So your D6 plus 2 attacks. Add 1 to the attack. D6 plus 2, 3, 5. D6 plus 4 attacks. Holy shit. So that's minimum 6, 12, 24 attacks plus 66 at strength 7, AP 2, +1 to wound. It's gonna happen. It's gonna happen. One of my videos, that interaction is going to happen, and it's gonna be nerfed next video. You're like, you know what, fuck dirtbags, it's nerfed. Dark Apostle, bear has scout move 6, so Dark Apostle or Dan model, so basically your scout move on your Accursed Cultists, they're to be able to scout move up, and then you get advance and charge with the ACDC. So you're probably going to bring this one, you're probably going to bring this one, and you're probably going to bring this one. So you're probably going to have this detachment probably has 3 out of 4 must-have enhancements with your ACDC units. And you're going to get +2 charges. That's insane. And they're all going to have good leadership. So I think the Cursed Cultists or the Dark Communes have leadership 6, and then you get to reroll because of the icon, and then your Dark Apostles have leadership 5. So you're going to pass a lot of these tests, which is going to be awesome. So let's get into the enhancements. Chosen for Fury, battle tactic. I don't know if we're going to have any lords in this army, but your shooting phase or fight phase, 1 damned unit from your army that is not selected to shoot or fight this phase, that unit can make a desperate pact. If it does, until the end of the phase, each time a modeling unit makes an attack, you can reroll the hit roll. If unit did not fail the resulting leadership, oh my god, this is so good. God, this is so good. You need CP in this detachment. How the fuck do you get CP in this detachment? Abaddon doesn't boost damned at all. Abaddon's literally just running solo, but still, you need a CP. How do you get a CP in Chaos? Fuck. That is so good. It's a shooting or fight phase. So if it does until the end of phase, each time a model in the unit makes an attack, you can the traded guardsman, I guess, could be good. So 10 of those guys are rolling full hits and full wounds. Probably 99% of the time is going to be in melee. Yeah, that's pretty good. All right, fight phase. Just after an enemy unit has selected its targets, 1 damned unit from your army is selected as target of 1 or more attacking units until the end of the phase of resulting in attacks. Each time a model unit is destroyed, roll d6. On a 6, the attacking unit suffers 1 mortal wound after all attacks have been resolved. So, any demon ally CP print? I don't think so. Yeah, I mean, I know it's Epidemius, but he's only for the Nurgle ones. But this one, is this even good? Until the attack unit has resolved all of its attacks, each time a modeling unit is destroyed, roll d6. On a 6, the attacking units, this one sucks. Unless like you need 1 wound to go through after your unit died. So let's say they do a sweep and kill like 10 or 12 guys, roll 12 dice and potentially kill, like, do 1 or 2 mortal wounds. Like, it's going to be very situational. Let's say Mortarion has 1 fucking wound left and you want to kill him. Infernal Sacrifice. So 1 damned unit from your army not selected as the fight phase. Unit can make a desperate pact. If it does, your unit suffers d3 mortal wounds. In addition to any failing result. And until the end of the phase, add 1 of the attack characteristics of the melee weapons equipped by models in the unit. If the unit is not failed to the end, improve the arm. Wait, is that different from this one? This one's shooting. This one's fight. Got it. Okay, so this one, this was going to improve the arm penetration of the characters by 1. So that's the shooting phase, and then +1 attack. So that one could be good with the other one. This one is the one that we were talking about. So basically, you automatically take a mortal wound. So that might potentially help with getting you below the starting strength. Add 1 of the attack characteristics. So basically, you're going up to d6 plus 3 attacks. And then if you have that enhancement, d6 plus 4 attacks. And then that's automatic. And then I think it's automatic. So up here, while bear is below starting strength, add 1 of the strength characteristic, and then below half strength you get an attack. So you have to be below half strength to get the extra attack, but you're already +1 strength. And then this one, add extra strength as well if you're below if you pass leadership. So if you pass leadership, you're strength 6 automatic, strength 7 automatic. So strength 7 plus 1 to wound. Strength 7 plus 1 to wound with d6 plus 3 or d6 plus 4 attacks. Yeah, it's going to be insane. Okay. Craze focus is the shooting one, so you add 1 to the armor penetration, which could be good. And then add 1 to the strength if you pass that one. So that one's kind of situational, but you could come in from reserves and just fucking AP1, AP3, plasmas, and last guns and shit like that. Your charge target 1 damn unit. Until the end of the phase, your unit is eligible to charge, which is advanced. Nice! So we have an automatic advance and charge. Can the Dark Commune give the free advance and charge? I haven't looked at it. I probably read it, but I probably skipped it because I needed to read all this shit first. Here we go. Have a 5-up invuln save, and then in your command phase, till the end of the phase, unit can declare charge in which is advanced, and each time the model in the unit makes an attack, add 1 to the hit roll. Dude, that's fucking. I wanted to hit. Oh my god. Yeah, this is gonna be such a fun detachment. This is basically my detachment. And Fabi's Bile can go with a Cursed Cultist now. Oh god, this is gonna be so fun. This is gonna be so fun. All right, Reckless Haste. So this is gonna be like an AC/DC unit that can charge, and then you can charge with another unit with like a Dark Apostle or something. Until the end of the turn, declare charge in which is advanced. Dude, this is insane. God. Okay. Your opponent. Oh, probably the one. Yeah, it's gonna be nuts. All right, your opponent's shooting phase just after an enemy unit selected targets 1 heretic size unit from your army that selected to target 1 or more attacking units. Attacks a friendly damned unit within 3 inches of that unit is visible to both your unit attacking until the end of the phase. While your damned unit is on the battlefield, each time your opponent would make a wound roll for that attack, target your heretic size unit. If your damned unit is visible to the attacking model and is eligible target attack, no roll is made. Instead, your damned unit suffers a number of mortal wounds equal to the damage characteristic of that attack. What? So, all right. Just after an enemy unit selected its targets, 1 Heretic Astartes unit from your army that was selected as a target of 1 or more of the attacking unit's attacks, and 1 friendly damned unit is within 3 inches of your unit and visible to both your unit and the attacking unit. Until the end of the phase, while your damned unit is on the battlefield, each time your opponent would make a wound roll for an attack that targets your Heretic Astartes unit, if the damned unit is visible to the attacking model and is an eligible target of that attack, no rolls is made. Instead, your damned model unit suffers a number of mortal wounds equal to the damage characteristic of that attack. So you can use this for 1 Heretic Astartes unit. So let's say you have a Demon Prince or Vastor or Abaddon. I mean, you're not really going to run Abaddon in this thing, but you have like a unit that's basically surrounded by 20 other damned models, like cultists. You basically gain 20 wounds, I think, in place for 1 CP. Till the end of the phase, your damned units in that battlefield, each time your opponent were to make a wound roll for an attack that targets your Heretic Astartes unit, if your damned unit is visible in attacking model and an eligible target of that attack, no roll is made. Instead, your damned unit suffers a number of mortal wounds equal to the damage characteristic of that attack. So I got it. Okay, so let's say there's a D6 damage gun coming into my Demon Prince. My Demon Prince doesn't want to take that fucking D6 shot to the face. You roll to hit me, and then whatever, you automatically wound me, I guess, until the end of the phase on the battlefield. your opponent would make a wound roll for an attack that targets your heretic. Sorry, if you're visible, no roll is made. So basically, it automatically wounds, but the damage gets turned into mortal wounds against my damned unit. So that's pretty cool. It like protects your vulnerable guy. Like if you run fucking a big ass corn thing in the middle of the table and it's just surrounded by cultists, it's just never gonna die. Oh god, we have so much shit to test out. Guys, I gotta go, but this has been so much fun. Let me know in the comments below what you're super excited about. Part 2 should be coming up tomorrow morning. We'll probably go live again just so you guys can watch it live, and then we'll post it up on YouTube. But we're gonna go over the pack bound zealots, which is basically what we've been running now, and then all the data sheets. So guys, appreciate it. Head over to Patreon if you want to support the channel. Join the competitive dirtbags, YouTube shenanigans, all the stuff. Head over to Discord if you guys are interested in the merch. We got dice, 40k widgets, which are freaking awesome, and we got so much chaos coming up on the channel. I cannot wait. So guys, I appreciate it. Good luck, and we'll see you in tomorrow's video once we stream that live.